Anyway.
Yeah, you can never actually be too ready. Well, we should be live. Folks should be able to hear us, see us. With any luck, you cannot smell us. But
The shadow.
anyone out there listening tonight, let me know if the player's volume is too low, please. The last recording I made on the stream turned out really low for you guys on the YouTube export. So there we go. Okay. Yeah, so we're back. Some BX Dungeons and Dragons playing through X2 Castle Amber. We're well into it at this point. The players are in the quasi-dimensional realm of Averone, having had some interesting things happen recently. But tonight's players, Richard, who are you playing?
I don't remember any interesting things. Things happen to us, certainly, but interesting ones?
It's never interesting.
Big Jam does not like things happening to him. He is a magic user of level 8 and will complain bitterly throughout the whole of tonight's session.
Are you level 8 now?
No, I'm not.
8?
I said 8 and
How
I'm
are you
wrong.
8?
I'm not 8, alright? I can't do numbers either. I told you why we complain.
He's been hiding his level
I
this
don't
entire
know.
time. That's what it is. He's actually one of the Amberites, you know.
I could be. I did claim it was my home as soon as we turned up at the Amber Castle,
Yeah.
so yeah.
He's an assassin.
It's not going to be a surprise.
Yeah, so he's being brutally honest with you, actually. You just thought he was kidding the entire time. All right. So that's Richard and Fig Jam. Jameis, who you got tonight?
Hey, I'm playing Galleyman, Ahorn. Level 27. Cleary Elf Priest.
Also hiding his true abilities.
Yeah.
He's a
I
demigod,
also
actually.
worked out a few things last time, but that was as the player, so nothing that I can reveal yet in character.
Fair enough. And Dion?
I'm the character that said, "Take me home," and got us stuck in this whole mess to begin with. A C, the level 7 human thief.
See, what you don't know is that Asi was, he was an orphan. He didn't know really where he was born. And, so he just kind of doomed you to all of this.
That probably is factual, because he most likely was an orphan to be in the Green Company.
So playing the lower left quadrant of the shadow, Jeff, unfortunately, being the holidays, and he's a good family man, is not able to join us tonight, taking care of the family, but we'll be back soon. And Bill, not a good family man, I hear, but who knows for sure.
Yeah, hey kids, you get nothing for Christmas. No, I'm Bill. I am playing Radnor the Large. He is a 7th level magic user, and he is very large.
Yes, he is. The largeness has its own level, but it's incalculable. So there we go. So last time, guys, you set off on the road to Averone, stopped off in a sleepy little town on the way there, and, Asi got kidnapped.
We're in Avalon.
Oh, excuse me, not Averone. On the road to Yvonne, whatever it's called. Viones, that's it. So Asi was kidnapped for a short time. You were able to fix that just misunderstanding. After the town you just left got fireballed with many lives lost, town burning behind you. We don't know how that happened.
No idea.
No clue.
I panicked.
Mm-hmm. And they were going to bring Asi to a hanging stock that was set up in the middle of the road, and there are several figures strung up, heads covered, with this being a family affair, kind of like the WCW of these old ages. All the families are out with their kids watching the hangings, telling those kids, "This is what's going to happen if you don't listen to me and go to bed and eat your vegetables." Mm-hmm. Oh, and practicing dark magics, but that just goes without saying. So you've rescued Asi. The Inquisitors that left him go. The leader of the Inquisitors was not too happy, but since you are bearing certain scrolls of introduction and essentially a pass, as it says that you should be afforded every gratuity possible along the way. But he did say that he was going to, of course, alert other authorities to this, as he has suspicions, but let you go. So we're going to pick up the game with you guys still there in front of the gallows. And we'll find out if you want to do anything about it or not.
Well, I'm an hour behind because I was waiting to see if a sea turned up back in the town.
I think we had made the decision to not help as much as I wanted to, but
What do you
Yeah.
mean? We never came. We never
Haven't-
thought of the possibility of helping.
Yes.
No, there was talk of people helping, but
brief
No,
talk.
there was
but
Bert was
ev-
talking of people helping. We went.
So Jameis does bring up a point. The rest of you that came after a C knows that he stayed behind a little bit, trying to make sure a C wasn't still back there. So this might be a good place as any to wait for him. Kind of up to you guys.
I don't want to wait next to the dead people who are leaking
No,
their
not yet.
bells everywhere.
Not
they're
yet
not
dead.
yet.
Soon
We
to
can
be
watch.
dead, and it's
Exactly.
a spectacle.
Not dead yet.
It's a
It was just
spectacle.
scratch.
When in Rome,
We'll,
Do
we'll
as
meet
the
you by the two
Romans
hanging
do.
corpses, all right?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
If you get there early and they're not hanging corpses yet, do something about that.
There we
Yeah.
go. So let's just take up there. The rest of you guys minus a Galen, and we will assume Darby is there, but not taking an active role in decisions tonight. I think Bill has nominated him as torchbearer and door
Yep.
opener, as well as
Yep.
scapegoat. I believe scapegoat came into
Yep,
that.
it's his fault.
So we
today.
swap. So we swap. Jeff's character for Dion's character on the back of the horse and say, you can kill off this one instead. And then when we come back, maybe he will have been stretched out long enough.
Also, that he will not pass for a disfigured hunchback in the strange world of Averon. Right. All right, guys. So let's just take it up there. You've been let go. The Inquisitors that were here have joined the other 6 Inquisitors that are minding the gallows. So there are 12 of them here. And a fairly large crowd. It looks to be that they're farm folk from the countryside. Yeah, they just kind of gathered here, packed picnic lunches.
I'm gonna just watch and wait for Galen.
We didn't leave with any food, so we rushed out to find a Caesar. We've got no lunch.
Is there a food vendor here?
Yeah,
That
we
would
need
be
to find
awesome.
someone.
So yes. There is an enterprising young man who's brought out a wheelbarrow of minced pies that he is selling for a couple of coppers for a meat-filled pastry.
What do I have on me?
I'm going to approach him quietly and say, "Hey."
Ah! You're very quiet for a large man.
Yes, I am. But check this out. How much would it cost you to follow us around all day and just give us pies whenever we want them?
We're looking at your size, sir. I don't know that my pies would last that long. I've only got what's in my wheelbarrow here.
Well, how much to follow us around with the stuff that's in the wheelbarrow? When it's gone, you can go.
2 silvers, sir.
I give him a gold.
There you go, man.
I will follow you into hell, sir.
I'm taking a mince pie.
I take a pie.
Yes. Oh, take the ones
guys.
from the bottom. The ones on the top are made from sketchy animals. The ones at the bottom are very good, though.
I reach under and get one from the bottom that's probably still warm.
Yes, they're warm. They're leaking with juices. They all smell pretty good.
I like it.
Wheelbarrow full of pies with leaking juices and sketchy animals. Wow, you're really selling this, bro.
Let's
really
check
good.
out
You should
those
try a
food
couple.
poisoning charts. No. Oh, that's a good one,
I-
sir. As Radnar pulls one out. River eel. That's one of the best.
Love me some river eel. Munch away on it.
All right,
So,
so
our pack mule? Somebody's carrying all our stuff, right? I guess.
must be.
Darby is the pack mule
Darby,
Yeah, I guess.
tonight.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
But the guy's following us with the wheelbarrow. We paid him a whole gold.
Yes,
I
he's
paid him-
following
Yeah.
you around every time you reach down, not even looking where you're reaching. He makes sure the wheelbarrow's right under your hand, so you've got a fresh pie as you need it.
I have this
Um,
vision of like Darby walking around with carrying this bag like was on the back of the Grinch's sleigh.
I'm gonna toss some of the questionable meat pies out into the crowd.
A lot of the
Like-
kids run out to grab them.
Hey!
That's pretty cool, giving spoiled, nasty, weird meat to kids.
Not spoiled, sir. Just questionable meat. The
Ah,
top ones
yeah.
are pigeon.
Hmm. Flying rats.
Yes, meat. All right. So one of the inquisitors takes to the platform, and a few others go to each of the release levers beneath each prisoner, and he pulls out a scroll and starts reading off the crimes of these men. Given the names and titles of the men, these aren't commoners, although they're all dressed in basically nothing more than a loincloth and a hood over their head. So they read off the prisoner's name, and each of them is accused of the blackest of sorceries. One is accused of causing his laborers to work unnatural hours, invigorated by his black magics, until they drop dead of the exhaustion. Another is accused of using bewitching spells to take many of his neighbors' wives.
I want to cast Radnor's Dyspeptic Bowels so bad on this guy.
One of them has the heinous crime of refusing the church's tithe, or refusing to tithe to the church. Obviously, the blackest of the black.
It's a hanging offense?
Well, it is a hanging offense.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, to be honest, I mean, the hanging is probably the lighter side of it, since the last person you ran into that was accused of not paying the proper tithe was killed with hot pokers and tortured for an hour. So, yeah, this one's getting off easy.
He was killed by hot pokers and then tortured for an hour?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might have been some black sorcery involved.
We're out in the
Damn
States,
it.
they do things in a more casual way out here, not like the refined methods of the city.
They killed him, revivified him, and then killed him again
Exactly.
slowly.
Exactly. So it seems like they are building up to the final thing, and they are making a production of it as the Inquisitor that's speaking is kind of walking back and forth across the stage, emphasizing words like the chopping of his hands as he's saying all their crimes and such. Interesting part of it at the end is that having been turned in by townsfolk, their allotments and their possessions divided amongst the town and the church.
Are any of these names on our list?
Good question, Dion. No, they're not anything that's written
Yeah.
in the marginalia of the list.
All right. I wanted to make sure before anything happened. Is anyone in the crowd like being like, no?
Oh no. Everybody in the crowd is actually like they're eating, some eating pies with this thrown from your from your wheelbarrow.
I'm gonna point to a guard and like have a pie in my hand, like hey, and, like offer to throw it. I'm waiting for like
Yeah.
a nod or something.
So so one of the Inquisitors, he'll turn,
Yeah.
he'll catch the pie, open up his visor and start taking bites out of it. So the
Thumbs up.
Inquisitor, the 6 Inquisitors that were here, by the way, are they're wearing heavier mail pauldrons and they had helmets. The 6 that came up with the C were less garbed in warfare-like items.
Well, there was
Just
3.
chain shirts.
There
three?
was like
3.
12 of them all
Yeah,
together.
there are
I
12
think.
altogether. Right.
Oh,
And 3 with me,
Mhm.
meeting up with the other 9.
okay.
Yeah.
Right. So the crowd starts breaking into chants. String them up. And they get So the Inquisitor waits for it's just this crescendo of cheering from the crowds, and he points to the first executioner. He pulls the lever. You can interrupt at any time if you want to. If not, that's fine. That's fine. The prisoner drops from the platform. There is a sickening crack as his spine is broken, and so he actually had a quick death. broken neck instead of dangling for minutes and minutes and minutes. There's a hurrah from the crowd.
C looks away as it happens at the moment of the snap because he's just like, oh, that could have been me.
Yes, yes, indeed. There are a few more nooses hanging there, as if they expected more. Or they were using you to fill a queue. I mean, why let it go to waste? So there you go. And so that happens. The Inquisitor that was putting on the show goes up, and he basically checks to see if the man is dead. After confirming that he is, he cuts the noose, and the body falls to the ground below, where there's wheelbarrows set up to catch the body.
I look to see if
Questionable
it's
meats.
exactly. I look to see if it's somebody who might be related to the guy selling the pie.
turns his head
Family
and
resemblance.
whistles.
Yeah.
Right, so the next one is up. Again, the Inquisitor waits for the cheers to reach a certain level before he points to the executioner. Lever is pulled, and another one drops. This one, though, there's not that satisfying crack that the crowd was looking for. He dangles, legs kicking, he's struggling, and this is kind of drawn out. And then the Inquisitor turns to the crowd and says, "Shall we give him mercy?" Crowd yells back, "No!"
Yeah, oh no.
So the crowd seems to be pretty happy to get rid of this darkness within their community, and so they let the man dangle for minutes until he stops struggling. The Inquisitor goes over. Once he's satisfied the man's dead, same thing. Cuts the rope, body falls to the wheelbarrows below. Around this time, this was quite a work up to this point. Galen, you are coming up the road having not found a sea. And other than passing a few merchants back and forth, you see ahead of you this display going on. You can hear the cheers of the crowd.
I come up. I assume I'll let it share Massey's horse with me. So,
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm trailing his horse. Yep. So these guys are fairly easy to find in the crowd. They're the only ones dressed, in armor, and they kind of stand out a little bit.
He's wearing armor.
Well, Assi's got
me?
leather.
Oh,
and,
yeah, you've got leather armor.
And Darby is kitted out like a
Oh,
king.
You can't quite tell where Rednor is. He's sort of shifting about a bit.
oh God, yeah.
Do I see Galen coming?
I don't know. You might be preoccupied with the crowd. Roll a d6.
All right.
That should be fairly easier.
Give me
First
nods.
roll
Nope,
of the
you are
dice.
too preoccupied with stuffing your
Oh.
face with pie and watching the poor guy struggle on the line before being cut off once he stops moving.
Yeah, I'm just kind of mortified. Like, oh.
Yeah, it's pretty bad just kind of watching him struggle there. Is anybody actually good aligned in this? Yeah, I
I
didn't
don't think
think so.
anybody is.
Oh wait,
I think
Assi?
Darby is.
Well, he's not here. to
Nope,
speak
I'm
for his
neutral.
character.
I'm neutral.
Okay. I mean,
Okay.
so it's distasteful, maybe, but
Mm.
yeah, nobody's really.
I'm sort of good aligned, although,
Well, no, Darby is lawful, apparently.
Darby
It's
is
lawful.
yeah.
That's right. Lawful, chaotic, or neutral. Yeah. So lawful is
Yeah,
what.
there's
Actually-
no good.
Yeah, honestly, lawful. Even if this is the system of of jurisprudence here, then you'd probably be fine with it as well if you're lawful.
Yeah.
Clearly trumped up charges.
Maybe, maybe, indeed. So all right,
We've already
Galen,
counted one guy.
you're riding in. If anyone else wants to see if they notice Galen before he gets there, you can roll a d6.
I'm
If
not
you don't
watching
really
any
care,
of this. I
then
don't care.
That's fine.
I'm somewhere else, sitting down.
Yeah.
I'll probably spot Rednor because he's got a bonus to be seen.
A little kid comes up to you, Fig Jam. His face is just streaked with one of the meat pies that Assi kind of threw out to the ground. He comes up to you and says, "Are you a wise man? You're very old. Shouldn't you be dead?"
Get out my poking stick. I give him a jab.
Ah!
Ah! He walks off, complaining about the
It's
crush.
very wise not to tell people they should be dead.
All right, Galen. You see them. They don't seem to notice you.
Oh, I can't Randall. Randall was terrible. I was there for an hour. I didn't see anywhere. Who knows what happened to him? He must have been
Just
burned alive. or
standing
something.
next to Radnar eating a pie.
I see.
being
It was
invisible the whole
terrible.
time. Oh, hey. I hand you a pie. From the
Oh,
bottom.
I can't help it.
You couldn't find a C? Oh my god, that's terrible.
Galen scores a kidney pie.
What kind of kidney?
Sheep.
All right.
The kid, nah.
Okay. So Galen, as you approach and you get back with your party, again you hear the Inquisitor waiting for the crowd to come to a crescendo, and so you're coming in. You didn't see the first two die, we'll say. They'd already been cut from the rope, but now you're seeing the next one in line. You see the Inquisitor on the stage, point to the Executioner, levers pulled, and he drops. This time it is also a clean break. Here's neck snap. He's cut down.
What do you do?
Yep. And so, oh yeah, you missed it.
The third one was the one who bewitched all his neighbors' wives.
Yes.
And slept with them.
Yes. We wouldn't know anyone who uses any kind of charm spells, would we?
No, I mean, that
No,
would be
never.
horrible. The Inquisitor thanks the gathered people for their astuteness in routing out evil in their community, and he throws a handful of silvers into the crowd, and there's a mad rush to pick up the coins. And then the bodies in the wheelbarrows are wheeled out. Some of the populace are taking care of the bodies. The Inquisitors start breaking down the gallows. Apparently it's movable. Everything was pegged into place, and hammers come out. They start taking it apart. They've got a horse-drawn cart that's brought over, loading all the timber onto it.
When they build it, I think if anyone can guess the word they're thinking of.
Okay. Yeah, so the festivities continue for a bit more as people are scrambling for the silver. And again, it seems to be almost like a holiday for these folks. Something exciting that's happened.
I go over to the dead wheelbarrow people thing, and like, hey, can I get the rope?
Sure. Just the rope, though.
Just the rope, yeah.
A fee is to keep their personal items. You can have the rope.
Yeah,
though.
sure. I'll have the rope. I mean, there is, or at least there was in England, like traditions of selling off the rope of a hanged man. Then they sold it by the inch or something because it was supposed to be for cures, etc.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm wondering if I can use this as a, hey, I'm trying to sell this to try and find the black market sort of thing.
So since you approached one of them, you noticed something interesting. So the prisoners were all dressed in, again, nothing but a loincloth, but apparently the possessions that were on them at the time are at the bottom of that cart. So you see richly appointed clothing, you see a coin purse, some very nice looking boots.
So they hanged the person. The person died and presumably shit themselves, and then they collected it all in the wheelbarrow on top of the clothes beneath.
That's a really thick loincloth he's got there. That's like 5-ply loincloth.
Well, whatever. I mean, you do you, whatever you say, you people over there, but not the way I'd do it.
Rich people's clothing isn't worth much more than rags. I mean, they just don't hold up. They're very colorful. Sometimes we can sell the boots on. You interested in a pair of boots?
I haven't got any boots on right now, so no.
Well, that's why I ask. I mean, you get cold out here without boots. No
I
interest.
don't suppose. I mean, can I just have a pick through and have a look and just see if I recognize any? There's no person that we're trying to. No, we didn't. We knew that it wasn't any of the names.
Yeah.
I give up. I just, okay.
Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Is any of the dudes here that I threw empanada to, any of the Imperial guys?
Oh yeah, the one that you threw a pie to is he's one swinging the hammer, knocking down the timber to collect their gallows.
I kind of.
He turns around. He's got his helmet off because he's working up a sweat. He's got these really meaty jowls. He's a little overweight. You haven't seen an overweight Inquisitor yet.
I toss him another pie. I go, here's one
He
for
grabs
after
it and
work.
he kind of looks around to see if his cohorts have seen him, and he's like, "This one's for later."
Yeah. Listen, the people that you guys just hung, their stuff. What if like I want to buy some of it if I
Yeah.
like it? Can I like?
Talk to the night soil collectors there. It's their property.
Okay. So, but like that's cool. Like that's not like a bad thing to ask.
No. They usually sell that stuff off anyway. They'll keep the coins and
Alright.
any jewelry, of course, but they'll sell
Alright.
off anything.
Cool,
Hey,
cool.
you got another pie?
Go ahead and
One
just
more for
grab
the
one.
road. Oh, he
Go ahead
grabs-
and just
he
grab one.
grabs
I tell the
two.
guy, hey, he's cool. He's cool.
He grabs a couple, puts him in his rucksack.
And I
He's
just
going to be
pat
out
him
of
on the
pies
back.
before we even leave.
I pat him on the back and I just go, don't let this job work you too hard. You know, you're better than that. And I just move
Oh, I
on.
love my job. He smiles, showing off his 4 teeth.
I head over to where I see Fig Jam is at too, I guess. And I'm just like, hey, I was told that we could like look over some of this stuff and like purchase it if we're interested.
So the guy that Fig Jam's near is like, oh, yeah, if you want to make me an offer on any of this, keeping his coin pouch, of course. He's got some nice boots, a little small for you, I think.
Mind if I just like rifle around and all this stuff? I want to look.
Just mind the diaper. He made a mess of himself.
Yeah, I'll
You
be
got to kind of
careful.
push the body aside to get to the gear
Yeah,
below
kinda.
him.
And like roll him over and I'm like separating some stuff that might look interesting or not. Obviously I'm buying time like
I'll
for
give the guy
Big
another
Jim
pie
to
to keep him
detect
on
magic
the
if he wants to. Like I'm clearly like taking my time and meticulously organizing and all that and like looking at it all like I'm just-
Radnar, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna give the guard a pie to distract him, so he can do his thing.
I couldn't take another as he takes another. All right, yeah. So Wasi gives some, pre-scripted hand sign to let Fig Jam know that he should be
I
looking
was
for
going to say,
magical
because, yeah, I
items.
never even thought of that, so I don't know.
And he's demonstratively not done it before.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, also
gave
keep in
the
mind, though,
sign.
these Inquisitors all have those short magic detecting wands, too. So.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Forgot about that part.
Why are we here?
We were waiting for you.
Yeah, we were waiting for you. Hey, anything here look cool to you? I'm kind of peering it over. Can I do like a...
Please.
You're a thief. Make me an intelligence check.
Yeah? Bop.
He's got some
Not a good
rings.
thief.
He's got some rings. The gems in them may be of some small value, but they're nothing incredibly valuable.
I gather like a couple of the rings. And
Oh, I'll need a good 5 silver for those.
I hand him a gold. And I'm like, is there anything else I can grab?
You hand him a gold, and he kind of looks at you a little funny. He says, we're not supposed to leave. You're not asking for the body, too, are you? Because we're supposed to burn the bodies. And,
No,
yeah.
just like, hold on. I want to see if there's something else I want too. This is just
Oh,
all
no.
I have
Hey,
on
he,
me.
he just pushes the body out of the cart, dumps the cart on the ground for you. He just puts the body back on. All right. I've had some suspicious folks ask for the bodies before. and
No,
I would just,
God.
okay. All right. No, we're good. Yeah, we're good.
I'm just like, sorry, like nobody here like has change for anything, and like this is like one of the few ones I have left. I literally only have like one of these, and I just like
Ask a
I keep
townsfolk, do you
looking.
got change for a gold? He's like, how many of my daughters do you want?
it's like the worst thing I always deal with in a campaign is I never have change. I just have all these gold.
All right, yeah. So
Uh,
other than some, some torn up, nice clothes, but torn up, very nice pair of riding boots though, and
I'll take the fucking boots.
3 rings. The jewel. I mean, they're real gems, but they're nothing special. There's like a tiger eye. There's an amethyst.
I take
nothing.
the jewels, the rings, and the boots. I'm just like, we're good.
Roll
This is
me-
cool.
Oh yeah, perfectly fine. Roll a d6 for me, Dion.
D6. Come on, big money, big money, big money. 5.
What do you do with the rings?
I'm gonna go over to Fig Jam and just dump them all into his hands. Like, here, I got you a present. I don't know what to do with it, but maybe you will at some point. Not here. You know what I mean?
Uh,
No?
roll me a d6, Richard.
What? Thank you. You know, I mean, are you trying to court me?
No, I can't. I lean in real close because you're like magic and like this is like possible. I don't know. It's jewelry from like maybe witchcraft people.
Oh, I see. Right, yes. Yeah, I rolled a d6. I got a 3.
Yeah, I mean they're kind
Yeah,
of
for them
gaudy
fit on my
looking
fingers.
rings. Two of them
Yeah.
are gold, but it's probably not pure gold. One of them's kind of a silver, little green, little verdigris already kind of on the silver. They're okay. I mean, they might be worth a little something.
There we go. I mean, I don't know what you want me to do with them. I don't have pockets.
Oh, well, fine. I'll like dump it in my bag. I'm just like, remind me to give them to you later.
Right.
I have a look, yeah.
So by this time, the Inquisitors have packed up the gallows and they start riding in the direction that you'll be traveling. So it looks like they're heading towards Viones.
Oh, God.
How many rings did you say?
3.
3, and then riding boots, and then
And then some really bad but fine clothing. They're torn up. They're
and
tattered.
gems and stuff, right?
No gems. No, just what's in the rings.
Oh, okay, it's in the rings.
Yeah.
Okay, heard.
Yeah,
All right,
and they're
so
like
that's it.
They're like semi-precious stones. They're nothing really valuable.
All right, yeah. So I took the rings and the boots then. All right.
The boots are very nice.
Mm, yeah,
Very shiny. They're riding boots. They come up high on the leg.
yeah, they look nice. I could probably sell that for a lot more than 1 gold. So
Only one previously deceased owner. Get it while it's
maybe.
hot.
No Carfax report included.
All right. If you guys aren't doing anything else, the festivities continue a bit. You kind of get the idea that townsfolk are just taking a break from their drudgery today. So they're just enjoying the rest of the afternoon. They've all got, as I said, food packed and that sort of thing. The pie vendor with a few pies left is still following you around with his cart.
Why is he following us?
I paid him to follow us so we could have some food.
Why?
Because I was hungry and Radnar was hungry, and you wouldn't like Radnar when he's hungry.
She ran out starving, Mr. Don.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
When you get that, when you take it to the extremes, that's when I turn into a skull and just fly around.
Yeah, I heard about that once, and yeah, I wasn't here, but I heard about it, and it seemed pretty bad. I eat another pie.
Yeah. All right.
You know, they're really good when you get past like the thought that this could have been someone's pet.
It's a tastier. What?
Yeah, there were some suspicious pies, but for the most part, they were tasty. A few of them were a little stale, but tasty. The pies that are left, by the way, are the ones on the top.
You all enjoy your pies. I'm going to eat from this bag of unending rations that we have.
I throw a couple the rest of the questionable pies out to the crowd, like poof.
Yeah.
Some starving children. I toss it too.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any pies left by the time we leave if we're just throwing away the rest of them.
That's pretty much the idea. They just wanted them to follow them around for a little bit. All right.
Yeah.
So, okay, guys. Unless you want to talk to some more of the townsfolk, the Inquisitors have gone on.
We mosey on.
No, I
Nope,
will ask a
he's
couple of the
talking.
townsfolk quickly. Hey, look, I've got this rope from a dead guy. Where would I sell that? Where's the black market in this area that might have, exciting magical goods?
Are you walking around and
my.
asking people
All
where
right,
the black market is?
Well, not only that, but magical goods.
Well,
Yeah.
I know, but you said the Inquisitors have left.
Yeah.
I wait. Go.
So the guy that you're talking to kind of makes the sign of their holy symbol, backs up. Magical goods, sir. Goods flavored by the dark arts. Why would we know anything about Viones? Going through the front gate. Third building on your left. Ask for Steve.
Steve, a mystical name that has much power.
There's 2 E's. in
It's
the
not
front.
Steve, it's
Steve.
Steve.
I'm sorry. All right, I'll
Has
remember
an
that.
umlaut on it.
Oh, I'm dropping frames. Oh well. It'll clear up. Okay, so yeah,
That's
so
what I thought.
yeah, you're not incorrect in thinking that the populace kind of not as taken with the church as might be indicated.
Hey, free
Well-
pizza party is a free pizza party. Well, C's ready to go whenever you guys are, but I'm gonna be right back real quick.
All right. Well, while he's gone, let's complete this module.
Yes.
Anybody else
so
got anything
people-
else to do here? So
Yeah. Well, as we continue on, I think what Steve Zombie is up next, or whatever that town name is.
Huh?
I'm looking at the map.
Oh,
It's hard to tell because it's overlaid on top of all this.
Shinobi.
It's a very little town.
It's probably like a day away given the heat sizes.
Yeah, it is. Full day. So if you guys continue on then, if you're done questioning the populace and damning their immortal souls by talking about witchcraft.
That's
Come
just
on,
a
I
man.
don't
fun
care
side
about their
benefit.
souls.
Yeah. All right. The Inquisitors have enough of a lead in front of you at this point. You guys do have horses, of course. You could overtake them if you wanted to. But by this time, there's also some traffic starting to go in that direction as well. Some of the merchants that were fleeing the town that got lit on fire have caught up now, and they're moving on to places that are not on fire.
Yet.
Yet. Depends on who gets there first. Good?
Do we want to travel with merchants? I mean, we were looking to.
Yeah,
Travel
though
with
we're
them,
going to
just
be
safety
leaving
in
until
numbers.
tomorrow was the plan, until there's certain burning incentives.
A burning
I'm
incentive
still
to
happy.
leave town. That's great. I like that.
I'm still happy to team up with just safety in numbers. That's purely
Sure.
it. I don't really care.
No, seeing as that many of you are armored and certainly armed, none of the merchants really, any of the merchants would welcome you, and none of them recognize you as the people that might have burned down the previous town.
There's just a one of them that did it, and no one was there. There's no witnesses that can tell you what happened afterwards.
Sure. So you get on with one group. Apparently, they're blacksmiths. They've got a traveling forge. They tell you they stop in town. They repair cookware. They sharpen knives. They'll do repairs on farm implements and just move on.
You might have a chance to repair some of our weapons while we're at it, although not the magical stuff because you don't repair them that way.
They have to be, quenched in the blood of an innocent to fix them. Yeah.
Depending on what setting you're in, magical weapons don't degrade. Actually, depending on which setting you're in, I don't know which one we're in or not, but yeah. But we've got plenty of other crap to get the dents bent out of it.
Yeah, the guy is,
I'm back into shape.
The man, his wife, and his 2 sons. The man is very talkative, telling you about all the sights he's seen, the things he's been asked to repair.
There was a tree, and then we saw another tree, and then there was yet another tree. And we'd be, oh yes.
No, actually, he talks about the last patron he had in Viones, which he hopes to find again once he arrives. That's where he's eventually heading. Had a mechanical contraption that made it easier to weave the wool into blankets and to all kinds of products. It would do several hours worth of work in just minutes. It was an amazing machine, and he was hired on to make some parts for it. It's the most interesting work he's ever done.
We'll never see this technology replace the need for pure manual labor of humans and other races.
Well, I don't know about that, sir, but it was worth some coin. I learned how to make me some, what do you call them? Cogs? I learned how to make me some cogs. Little discs with teeth on them. Different sizes.
To use them to eat with. Prepare the teeth.
Oh, no. Just for that mechanical machine of his. Worked real good. Knitted my wife a nice shawl. Just took a few minutes. She's wearing it now.
Oh. Sounds like evil black magic, that does.
She makes a shawl in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
The machine does that they have that you make the cogs
okay.
for.
Yeah.
I've just had this picture of like her.
She might be mechanical.
At Karamekas, do we have looms and such?
You have simple looms and shuttles. They don't make things that fast, though. And there's still quite a bit of manual work involved in working a loom.
There's no like machinery and stuff where we're from, is there?
There are
Not to
some things, but nothing really, nothing major.
Yeah, like we haven't dipped into like.
Most of what you've seen are things like astrolabes, things for astrological working. You've heard that you've heard rumors back in Karmikos that there's a land to the south that have they call them arquebuses guns. They figured out how to
So, I mean, if we can learn the secrets of this weaving machine thing, we could send it back. We could go back to where we come from. We could
Assuming we
set
will.
up as weavers, or like we could have huge manufacturing things and make stuff.
I whisper
seem
to
to
the
remember-
machine. "Teach me our
That's not a
virtues."
plot of any dozen books
Wrong
I've ever
campaign.
read. Ever.
No, I know. I was just thinking that something about the Green Company was running out of money last time.
Yeah.
So I
Should be
mean,
doing
that would
pretty
be a
well
way.
by now.
Yeah.
I was
I mean,
thinking
we-
with
Magpie. in
fine, you've
charge.
got the intelligence, but it's not really in your character to have the interest. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Listen, we're gonna save the Green Party with these gobmelon seeds. I just have to make it back home. We're
But
gonna.
we have to get
make-
back home and introduce the Duke to the marsh-friendly lich we found a while ago. Sure,
So many things.
everything that is sorted out. Yeah, there's so many plot threads we have just.
I just want to
sidetracked
go
from.
home.
So it's yeah, so you won't be arriving the blacksmith
It's gonna be like it's a week away.
and family that you are riding with tells you that they'll have to there's a small cabin that merchants use as a way station that they'll be
In the
able to
woods?
reach tonight, but they won't be able to reach the next town until several hours into the morning. So he's just giving you a heads up that they're going to be stopping. There's a place to feed and water the horses. There's a simple bar, a very simple bar, but it's a place that the merchants use to just kind of do a rest stop in between. And so as you travel on and seeing more merchants fleeing the city behind them, which now you're hearing all kinds of stories about how this fire is spread and the town is gone. And
I mean, oh, that's terrible.
burned
That's
down
right
the
after
first
that priest.
orphanage, and then they started using the orphans to put the fire out, and then it just went, they just ran around with fire in their hair and just spread everywhere. No.
And that's right after that priest defeated the demon was put in the ground, and then the whole place went up in flames.
Yeah. So yeah, you're hearing
Oh, well.
rumors. The merchants do kind of stop, or at least kind of go side by side for a while, just swapping rumors. Some of them do some small commerce here and there, but eventually you do arrive at this small waypoint, and it's a fairly large ranch-style home, but it's been set up with several places to tie up your horses. It's even got a carriage house. No carriages in it currently. And there are a lot of people just kind of milling around with plates of food on simple wooden trays and wooden mugs, but it smells great. Whatever they're cooking there, they've got several fireplaces, smoke coming out. The smells coming out from there are just amazing. Most people
Wow.
have camped out around, although it's just a single story building, so you don't know how many like You don't know if they're going to have rooms for winter or what, but a lot of the merchants are just kind of circled around and are just camping outside.
This sounds like we need to invite ourselves to a party, and I'm really good at that.
As you come up, several young children run up to you and all talking at once that they'll take care of your horses for a copper. Copper, mister, take care of your horse. Brush him down real good. Feed it well.
Anyone got a copper? Ask one of them. They got the copper. I kind of hail like one of the adults and just go, "Hey, is this just like help yourself thing, or is
Just find a spot. If you feel the need for an actual bed, we got a common room inside. Feel free to throw down a blanket. No cost for that, but if you need your horses stabled, he kind of looks at your horses and everything. Silver for all of them. We'll feed them well. Kids here will take care of them. He kicks a few of the kids out of the way.
What's the occasion?
Oh well, just a lot of merchants coming through today. Last several hours, they said something about the last town being burned. And, this is more business than we've seen in a while.
Well,
But there's still some space left on the floors if you want to camp inside. Otherwise, just pick you a piece of land.
All right, thank you.
We got some roast boar tonight. We got some beans, got some fresh bread. Come on in, get a plate.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone's gonna shot, I don't have a copper. I only have a gold. I have 1 gold left.
I've no idea. I don't actually have any.
I mean, we got a bunch of coins of the realm from somewhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
When we exchanged the golden poop.
Yeah. So you got the more common.
I mean, somewhere there is copper and silver.
You got a lot. You got a predominant amount of copper and silver, which is what everyone buys things with. Gold is reserved for the aristocracy. You come in. It is again. It's just this very long, single-story area. Most of the room inside is just bare floor space. People have. It looks like the best spots have taken up, which are right around the fireplaces. People are just throwing down bedrolls, but there's still plenty of room left. There are some tables and chairs. There's actually just a literal stack of chairs and tables that people just go and grab and set up somewhere if they want. There's 2 large barrels of ale. And it's, all you can eat and drink for silver.
Yeah.
They got a little mug out. It seems like people are just tossing a coin in and just dipping in mugs into the barrels and taking it off. There's the pots of beans and there's roast meat just laid out. People are just taking what they want and throwing money into the cups nearby. There seems to be there's no adults that you see that are seeming to manage the place, but there are a lot of kids around that are just cleaning up messes here and there, running errands for people. Looks like they're scavenging coppers off the merchants to do small, simple tasks.
I walk in with my bedroll and I'm like wading through like children and bedrolls of other people. I'm like, all right, who wants to snuggle? And I'm like unrolling the bedroll and looking for a place to lay it down.
There's a child wrapped around your leg.
Not you! Kick him away. Kick him off. You just hear clay pottery shatter in the background.
Exactly. It is filled. Again, there's still some spaces on the floor if you want to throw down a bedroll. It's certainly warmer in here than it is out there. But yeah, it's packed. People seem to be in fairly good spirits, though. There's a lot of tall tales going on. And now it's said that a 10-foot flaming giant came to the last town, knocking down rooftops with a flaming club, setting the whole town on fire.
Oh, I was there. I saw that. I got out just in time before like everything went to hell.
Mm-hmm. There is an interesting rumor that you hear sporadically here and there about the heroes of Iones being seen about the territory.
Oh, tell me about these heroes.
Guy you catch is like, they're heroes, right? You get the idea that he has no idea what he's talking about, just spreading what he's heard. Yeah, the heroes, the people that did the thing.
Oh yeah, they killed the giant, right?
Yeah, what you said.
How could I forget? They killed that giant. There was one that was really pretty.
Giant? No, there's no pretty giants in this. They're all ugly,
No,
two-headed,
one of the
long,
heroes.
shaggy
One of the
hair.
heroes.
I don't know about that.
Oh, I heard one was really pretty.
So, older man that's sitting by the fire, he's got a long pipe out that he's just knocking the dottle out of. Just weren't no giant. Goes back to filling his pipe.
I kind of go over and I sidle up to him a bit and I go, "What was it?"
Well, wipes his mouth. What's your charisma? Like, don't roll it. Just what's your bonus?
16.
Oh, jeez. Oh, have a seat. I'll tell you all about the heroes of Iones, and it wasn't a giant. It wasn't a giant at all. It was
Pretty one.
some kind of conglomeration of undead flesh and cogs and gears. It was some kind of made creature.
This definitely is the most detailed account I've heard so far of this tale. And I've been around the whole island.
Well, you're lucky to meet me then. I'm Ander. I'm a telltaler. I tell the truth. He makes a sign of the deity. Tell the truth, and I spread the stories for a little coin and a place to lay my knapsack.
Fuck it. Here's my last gold. I slide him a gold very silently.
He looks at it. He looks at you. He's like, well, I'm flattered, but
No, I want to hear everything that you gotta say
oh,
for the whole night. I'm
well,
interested
fill
in...
me up a few steins of that beer over there. And he points over to the kegs.
Yeah, go
Maybe
get him
a
whatever he needs.
bowl of beans, and I'll tell you what I know.
I'll get a plate for both of us, and I'll sidle right up to this guy and listen. But I tell him, I go, anything you know about the Amber family to start with would be great.
Okay. What's everyone else doing?
Nothing really. I mean, I guess I'll look over the rings just to make sure they're not magical from the thing.
Right. Well, once you've gotten a chance and under, less stressful conditions, you're sitting down looking at them. They're not magical, but there is something odd about one of the rings. You have a really high intelligence. You fiddle with it a bit and you find that
Poison.
yes, you can turn it just so, and a little sharp, it kind of irises, and a little small needle pops out, and it's kind of glistening with a little bit of liquid in it.
We're in that kind of place. Can I grab a rat and test it?
You want to look for by rat you mean child?
No, I thought about child. But
No, actually the place is probably not remarkably, but it is rat free, as the children are very good about
I look
keeping
at the
it clean.
food. I look at What are we eating today? All right. Well, yeah, I got nothing really apart from that. So yeah.
The other two rings,
Yeah,
I mean, they're real. They're not fake jewelry, but they are semi-precious stones. Other than the one having an intriguing little feature of a poison needle of some sort on it, the others are fine. Okay, Galen, what are you doing?
I had this idea of getting back to sort of being a bit more rangery, leading into more range side of. I find the kids are thinking, but I want to go out and take care of the horses myself, maybe even give them lessons on how to properly do it. And particularly sort of check out, make sure that they don't have birds, and check the feet, because I expect if we need to do new horseshoes, I know some people can do that.
Okay. The kids are
Take care of
actually
the horses properly.
the kids have been born around horses. They do seem to know how to care for them properly, but a little bit of different skill coming from a different land about how the saddles can best be fit, that sort of thing. I mean, they're actually interested in learning new things. But you can care for your own horse. The kids just kind of glom around you as you're doing it, but they're picking up new skills. Galen is teaching a new generation of horse thieves. I mean, Bill, what are you doing, Bill?
I don't know. I was kind of gonna follow Asia around and just be like, yeah, whenever he's talking.
He's my muscle.
I don't really even have to do anything plus pies.
All right.
How are we doing on pies? Do we still have
No.
any?
You guys got rid of all the pies before you
Okay.
left. Yeah,
But it
they're
is all
gone.
you can eat for a silver and all you can drink for a silver.
Yeah.
So we paid for that out of the party pot, so you got. Yeah,
Yep.
it's only a couple of feet away that way.
Buffet style. You just dip your
like it.
glass into the barrels for the beer, and you just fill up a plate from all the stuff that's just left out. And they are so all the adults now, but they're mostly in the kitchen. So like every once in a while, you'll see they bring out another heaping platter of meats and tuber vegetables, that sort of thing. It's all very simple, but it's filling. Into the night, a few merchants break out instruments. You got an impromptu music going on. But let's see. So your storyteller enthralls you with the story of the heroes of Viones, and so I'm just going to cut to what you learn about it.
Okay.
So the creature was not a natural or a born thing. It was a construct of some sort, piecemeal stitched together from dead flesh, metal, wood housing. It's the thing is gigantic. Let's see here. Come on, stat block. How big is it? Pardon me for a second.
It was this big.
20 feet tall. At least that's what the storyteller is telling you.
I don't know what bothers me more, the fact that it's 20 feet tall or the fact that I accidentally overheard you mention it's fucking stat block. I don't.
Right. And so, so there was, he talks a little bit about it. There's a character that comes up a few times in his speech, somebody called Gasper du Nord.
Is that name sounds really familiar? Hold on a minute.
He doesn't directly talk about him. He just says, "Oh, with the help of Gasper du Nord, they were able to defeat the construct."
I know that name. Something about a viper circled mirror, I think. I say to him.
Don't rightly know about that. I do know that the heroes were handsomely rewarded by the town.
How handsomely?
He actually pauses for a minute and thinks about it for a while. As GM checks his notes. I believe the Archbishop offered 10,000 pieces of gold to the crowd as a whole to help stop the giant from destroying the city, and that's when the heroes of Viones stepped up, where none others would.
Wow. 10,000 gold.
Why do you say, yes, we'll do the job?
10,000 gold. That's fascinating. So what about Amber Castle? You know anything about that?
He tells you some disjointed tales about the Amber family, and you can kind of tell that this is like many hands off. Like he's got no direct knowledge, of course. That was so long ago.
What about what was it, the bishop in the south? The one that wants us to find the book?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ask about him. What about him?
He doesn't really know much about the bishop other than he's bribable. He says, well, often that bishop I've heard will take certain amounts of wealth to look the other way when one's accused of something. No, not like the Archbishop, though. No, that one is a straight shooter.
So the only thing we have left is the
mirror.
The mirror, yeah. So do you know anything about a viper circled mirror?
Never heard of it.
No.
Although he does tell you what other people have told you. It's like, well, any of those hellish artifacts would have been collected by the Inquisition.
What did he tell you about Gaspar du Nord?
Gasper du Nord was involved with the...
Yeah, he helped the heroes. That's really all he knows about it. Yep.
Get a description.
What's he look like? Who is he? Where's he from?
As the GM looks over his notes real quick. He says, well, I didn't get a good look at him in the crowd. I saw him when he came up after the Archbishop's speech. He's wearing green and brown robes. He's a sorcerer, one of those few white sorcerers that the Inquisition leaves alone. I bet they pay a
see.
hefty tithe to be left alone.
You seem like a man who knows a lot of things.
I've been around for a while. I just happened to be in Viones when that happened. Not hiding, mind you. My
No.
adventuring days are long since past, but I was there that day.
Do you have information about underground markets?
He looks around. Remember, the place is packed. I don't know what you're talking about. Never heard of them. Do they sell things
course not.
underground? Mushrooms? Mushroom merchants? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. I'm looking for some good mushrooms. But
yeah, you can
okay.
tell he might know something, but there are so many people around. He's not saying anything about it.
I kind of look around. I wait for a second. I go, it is getting a little stuffy in here. You wanna go for a walk outside?
No. I'm just fine right here. Really. No. Everything's fine. I never heard of these dark markets, underground markets at all. Never. No.
I kind of look at him like, sir.
I gotta go water the lizard. Nice talking to you, pretty sir. Yeah. And he stops for a minute when he says that. He looks over at you. He's like, no. He walks away. So that takes some time because he does it in the proper storyteller fashion. He does this whole dramatic telling and everything. All right, so that's what you and Radnar are doing. Galen's outside tending to his horses. It's getting fairly dark. There are a lot of people packed outside. Little campfires have been started, that sort of thing. Fig Jam is finished looking at his jewelry and does what?
Tries to get to sleep.
Looking at his jewelry.
Yeah.
Tries to get to sleep. I don't care.
Yeah.
I give the rings to a C when we meet up and say, hey, look at this.
Oh, you show me?
Yeah.
I would like to keep that.
They're yours. I'm just looking at them.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So the ring is meant to be like rotated so that the larger pieces on the palm of your hand, when you dial it, just a little bitty pinprick of a needle comes out, and you can see that it's coated in some kind of sticky substance. So it's meant to be like just slapped on someone.
Oh, I'm going to wear it normal because I want to kidney punch someone with it so I can get my backstab. Are you kidding? I want to maximize this output. I'm just wearing a nice looking ring now. That's all.
Yeah. Well, the needle it's so small that, it's not going to cause any damage, and a person might not even notice it. It's very tiny.
Oh, okay. I see. But I still could use it to kidney punch someone though. Okay, cool.
It was a poor man's insulin delivery device, and he just assumed. No.
Wow. If 4 people can afford rings that rotate and deliver insulin.
Well, he was one of the higher ups in the society.
Yeah, I know.
Here.
So not a poor man at all.
Not a poor man at all.
Still.
So unless you guys want to do anything, the night is it's ruckus, it's loud, but you can get sleep well enough.
Yeah, later in the night I'll be wandering off into the trees and sleeping out there, or meditating.
Okay, yeah.
No
one else is doing that, so you're nice
of course,
and quiet.
I wouldn't have thought so, because no one else is a bloody elf in disguise, are they?
I'm gonna
bloody non-elves.
I'm gonna join in with the music, people. I'm gonna lend my voice of an angel.
Don't need locate object
Join in.
So
anymore.
you can join in with some of the music makers for a while, but
How
the night
obvious
passes.
is magic?
People sleep, so if anybody is down hit points, you get enough sleep to get those back. Rememorize your spells and stuff in the morning. Well, actually, you probably
How
don't do
obvious
that.
is magic?
Magic is very obvious, but reading a book is fine. You can read a book.
No. I was just gonna cast sleep on the bloody people playing the loudest music, but no, not if everybody's gonna run away from me.
Unless the spell says otherwise in BX, it requires both auditory, hand motions, and yeah, it's very obvious.
If you're getting a big hammer, just whacking them over the head.
Would you be able to cast sleep on yourself?
Sure. It's yeah.
Although he might be too high hit dice now to be affected by
That's
it.
true. You
Yeah.
probably are.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
I've thought of that.
Yeah. So come morning, it's Some people have left earlier. Some people are still around. More food is brought out. The beer is just never ending. It's not great beer. I mean, it's barely beer at all, but it's, at least it's clean water, if you will. People start heading out. Several are going in the direction of Iones. Several were heading to the town that was burned down. Now they're going to take a detour. Go somewhere else.
And the whole town wasn't burned down.
Well,
Was
if
it?
you
They didn't
believe
know
the
that.
tales, not only was the
Oh, yeah,
whole
I guess
town burned down, but a meteor fell from the sky, obliterating it from all existence.
We
It was
really
a
should.
sign of the witchcraft within the town itself.
We really should have talked to somebody else, like a different town, and like we could go around spreading rumors and destruction and have merchants diverted away and get paid by guilds or something.
All right, so I'm going to, unless you guys want to do something else, I'm just going to move time ahead several days as you continue along the trail to Iones, staying with merchants here and there. There are a lot more of these way houses along the way until you get to. Actually, do you guys want to do anything at that first little town's? I can't even read it. What is it?
Which one?
Steve Zombie. Steve
Yeah.
Zombie.
It's an N.
Yeah, it's hard to read.
Zenobi.
Zenobi. Stay
I
Zenobi.
prefer to say Zombie though. It's funny.
It is a
Yeah.
very small farming community. There isn't really even a town per se. There's like a town square with a few standing buildings, but most everyone lives in the surrounding countryside in their own little farms.
I will throw a couple of gold down by the entire town and just
Yeah, just completely destroy the economy by trying to break a gold. It's used mostly for people to stop, buy grain for the horses, get water. That's pretty much the
Yeah.
only thing it's used for. So you pass on unless you really want to do something there, like burn it down. I don't know.
That's an option at this point. That's an option.
Right. So the next town coming up, and this is like a week later that you'll be arriving here, Cordières. Okay, so you have noticed that a lot of the merchants have broken off and they're taking smaller trails through the forest at this point. Some of them are they tell you that there are ferries on the rivers that they will take to get to Zymes. Some of them, since the town they were heading
Oh,
to.
those kinds of theories.
Oh, like a boat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
that kind.
really
That kind.
excited.
Since the town they were heading to is burned to the ground, apparently, and obliterated from all of existence, if you believe the rumors, they are going to take some of the ferries down to Zymes instead. So as you continue on to Cordières, you're not anymore with merchants. It's just you guys. You're also noticing that there are some trails like
Oh, there were some merchants going to Villains because like the blacksmith
right.
was
So
going to find
what
space
you're
up, so-
noticing though is like you've got this perfectly good trail that heads straight through as far as you can tell. But there are new trails that have been broken that you can see, and the few travelers that are ahead of you don't use the main trail. They go off to one side or another on one of these side trails.
We smart enough to take the warning signs?
I don't think so.
No, I
I
don't
didn't
we
think so.
are.
I mean, we don't know where these other paths go. We only know where we're going. So.
Okay. Well, then near nightfall, as it is planned out by the GM, because you are in the outskirts of Cordières. You notice there are no fires lit in the houses you see. The small township ahead of you. You don't hear the sounds of people. You don't hear the braying of farm animals or any kind of sounds of industry at all. And it's not full night yet. It's like it's getting there. You're a few more hours away.
Given that ghost town can be quite literal, I do have my holy symbol near at hand.
Mm-hmm.
I'll spend the 10 minutes or whatever it is to turn on my detect magic and see if I can see anything going on.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so can we tell that you're doing this?
I mean, I will say, hold up. I'm
Okay.
doing detect magic.
When
Okay.
you when you focus on a magical plane, it really just looked like somebody's meditating or maybe sleeping. It's just like you're inner focusing for a while. And when you open your eyes, you can see the magical field. So that's yeah.
See, you've got the glowy stick. does his viewing
Ah.
magic thing activate the glowy stick?
It does
Wait,
not.
I got a glowy stick?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've had one
Somebody
all
had
the time.
the detective magic.
You've kept
I
it in your
thought-
prison
I th-
pocket.
Oh, I never put it in my inventory.
Oh,
Glowy
you've had it for a
stick.
while. Yeah, you had it in
Whoa.
your prison pocket.
Wait, they're talking about the staff, not one of the shorter ones, but the staff.
Yeah, glowy
Use the glowy-
staff.
Yeah.
I forgot I had that. I thought Darby had it or something.
That's a good
Oh, well,
test.
somebody's got
And no, it doesn't show up as magical when Fig Jam takes the time to refocus, and
No.
yeah, it's a
Interesting.
passive.
Useful
Yeah, it's
to
a
know.
passive ability.
Cool.
But when you do take the rod out, when you happen to accidentally point it in the direction of Cordieres, it does light up a little bit. And Fig Jam, that bears out too. When you open your eyes through the magical senses, there is a low level of magic that seems to be coming from the city itself, which as it becomes darker is rising.
Mm,
It's still fairly low levels, but
something
you know,
going on here.
Someone that is a fireball.
I mean, it might be. I don't know. It's a
Let us
deserted
ride on.
town.
yeah.
What
So
What's the
town
plot
is this?
device?
Is this
Cordieres,
This is the. Yeah.
it's right
Cordieres.
before Viones.
Up here, if you're looking at the map.
Yep.
Boing.
okay?
Yeah. We move on.
I mean, we just gonna go through the town and not stop here for the night?
We're at least going to get to the town and see if the GM traps us with box ticks. Or
So you get to the town, and again, it's not quite nightfall yet, but it's coming. It's coming fast. And there's a little bit of a low-lying fog starting to build up, just little wisps here and there. It does not seem to be confined to the town. It's you were seeing the beginnings of it as the night
We're
starts.
connoisseurs of fog at this point. I think.
Exactly.
I've seen
the town.
one other mystical fog. That's it.
I'm having flashbacks.
Exactly.
The town seems to be deserted. You come in and you see houses with fireplaces not burning. There's no lights in the windows. The town square doesn't look like there's been any activity for a while. In the center of the town square is a well, the town well. The bucket's rolled up, kind of sitting on the edge of the well. It's a fairly large one, several, a good 6 to 8 feet in diameter. It's got a capped top. It's a fairly, the capped top gives a lot of shade to like people that would be around it getting water. But there's no motion in town. It's just quiet. It's just absolutely quiet.
Is there like a door or something that's hanging off its hinges from this town that we could just take and then put on top of the well? So that
Everything looks to be intact. Like the town is deserted, but it's
okay.
not destroyed. There's no signs of any kind of struggle. But if you wanted to remove a door from
yeah,
one
but
of the,
I was just looking for something that I could do easily, not
Yeah.
that would take time. So,
Mhm.
eh.
Hello, the town.
Actually, let's see. Hello, the town. Roll a d6.
Okay, oh, my first roll of the evening.
Hello.
Nope, I noticed nothing, but I'm surprised.
Yeah, there's nothing. It's just completely quiet.
Is there like what about inn or something, a tavern?
Sure.
Well,
It's a fairly small town, but you do see a placard out. It's a fish with legs, and it seems to be doing like a little dance. So it's got the top half of a fish, but it's got human legs, and it seems to be doing like a little jig on the.
Yep,
on the
this
side.
place is cursed. We must burn it down.
The doors to the inn are wide open, and again, it's just quiet. There's no light burning inside. The horse troughs that are on the outside are filled with water. But
Yep.
other than
Okay,
that,
I'm going to take the horse to the horse trough.
Mhm.
See if the horse actually wants to drink or not.
Yep.
Does the
yeah, they
horse have
do.
better sense than us? if it's
You've been
poisoned?
traveling all day, so they go and they drink, and they seem to be fine.
Go into the inn. I don't know if anyone's following me or not. But I'm
It's
just getting on with it.
it's completely deserted, but it's got the feeling as if people just left. Like the tables are set. There are some plates and some mugs on tables. Chairs are just slid out of the way. It's like the whole of the establishment just got up and left like just a minute ago. Is what it feels like.
Is there food out that's warm or
There are plates of food around. It's not warm.
Hmm,
It's not
okay.
warm, but it also isn't like desiccated or spoiled either.
I'm assuming I follow Galen. I'm just like weirded out by this whole thing. I'm just staring around, looking around, like, what the fuck?
As I said, we could be in a literal ghost town.
I say
So,
we
Bill,
just go through.
what are you doing? What's Radnar doing when he sees?
I've been talking for a while. Didn't realize I was muted.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Radnar's talking to himself in the corner again.
No. If so, it looks like they just got up and left in the middle of what they were doing.
You know that feeling you get like when you enter a room and like someone was just there, just that kind of feeling like it was just occupied. That's what it feels like.
I'm concerned. I mean, my character wouldn't know this, but I'm concerned we're going to find a tree with like all the townspeople nailed up to it or something. You know, it's really. I'm going to keep a careful lookout for like, I don't know, any weird magical sigils or writings or symbols that are like just out of place, laying around somewhere.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, so you're taking a look around. Give me a d6 roll.
D6. All right. Let me do.
Okay. You're not noticing anything unusual. You do happen upon the kitchen of the establishment. The fires and coals aren't going. They're not burned, and they're not warm. The only thing that strikes you as passingly odd is that there's a pail of milk that's room temperature, but it's not spoiled.
Oh, and this is bad. I'm thinking. What's if Fig Jam's doing he's like chilling out for a couple minutes so he can see magic, right? So I don't want to disturb him doing that.
He's already done. He has already done that. He
Yeah.
did that before he entered the town.
Okay. I'm thinking I might want to do it here because this just, I don't know, this just seems exceedingly odd.
Do you want to? Do you want to focus?
Yes.
And okay,
Yes.
what's your intelligence?
18.
Oh wow. Okay. There is a low level of constant magic in the town. What is interesting to you is that, so if you imagine magic is like it's like having an extra sense to be able to see the air, right? Like and you know the air has different colors denoting different types of magic and strengths of magic.
Yeah.
So that's normal. There's a fairly low but present amount of ambient magic. What's unusual is if, again, you imagine looking at magic as if it were an airflow, the air is completely still. It's not moving, as if it's frozen.
Wow. I want to walk around a little bit to see if there's one area that seems to have more like gathered around it, or maybe something where things are moving more.
You walk through the tavern, you stick your head out the doors, look around the town. It's exactly the same. It's as if magic is just frozen. It's present, but it's not moving. Magic usually moves and breathes like a living thing, and it's just frozen in place.
Yeah.
Okay, now make me a d6 roll. Okay, yep, that's what you notice.
Yeah, this seems supernatural in origin. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Is that there's some kind of I don't know, entity or entities that have either been here or are here. So I don't know. I'll just continue looking around to see if I see anything.
Okay, see, what are you doing?
I mean, is there any alcohol around here?
Yes. There are barrels, large and small, of various beers. You find a few casks of wine.
Alright.
And then you find a few bottles of an amber liquid. They're deeply covered in dust. They look like they were just shoved to the back of this cabinet where they're holding the bottles. They haven't been touched in a while. The dust is so thick that it's almost like like you scrape it off to see the bottle and the color of the wine beneath.
Was this stuff safe to drink?
I don't
Galen
remember.
says yes, the amber wine was safe to drink.
Well, if it's
Remember-
not, we
well-
can just blame Darby. Hey, give it some to Darby.
Other,
I can't
other
remember.
times when we've had this kind of amber wine, it's been safe. So going with that logic.
Okay, so I'm gonna open one. I'm gonna grab it and open one.
Okay, it's
Right, that
interesting.
did it. Right.
It's got a cork in it, which, and usually that they're covered in wax, so to keep hunger. It's covered in melted lead, covering the cork in the top of the bottle.
Oh. Are all three of them like that?
Yes.
I'm gonna put those in my bag.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna fill my wineskin with some other wine.
Yeah.
Some nice one.
Yeah, you can just tap a cask of wine. It's most of it is table, slightly sour, slightly sweet. It's fine. Nothing special about it.
Okay, I take one of the sweeter ones
Mhm.
and I sip out of that and walk around looking around.
All right. Galen, what are you doing?
Oh wait, one more thing. While I'm looking around, the glowy staff, I have that out.
Yeah, it is perpetually lit.
I'm like staring at it. I'm like, guys, I think it's broken.
I totally forgot about that.
The off button doesn't work.
This place does seem quite creepy, so I'm going to have my holy symbol out. I can't detect religion in the same way you guys can detect magic, but sort of every now and then I'll be offering out a little blessing over things. Just
Make
to
me
sort
a
of see
D100 roll. Tell me high or low.
Hi. Nope.
Well, you feel the peace of your goddess, but other than that, nothing special. Fig Jam.
I am sitting outside on my horse going, come on, let's go. Let's leave this cursed place. We don't want to get trapped here when the people come back and then we get sucked in again.
Wait, is that a thing that happens?
I don't know.
We should
Maybe.
get the hell out
Yes,
of here.
definitely.
All right, I could leave. I go get on my horse.
Okay.
I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm ready to go.
I'm gonna go as well.
All right. Go ahead.
I'm just saying this out loud. I'm reminded of what they tried to do to Castle Amber to lock it out. I'm just wondering if this was caught in some sort of backlash of that and got frozen unstuck as well.
I thought somebody would have said so when we were asking about Castle Amber.
You also know that, like, the trail that's leading here to Cordieres was still a well-trod trail. It was only recently that the side trails were made.
That's well, I mean, that has no bearing on magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys mount up and you head out of town. At least you try to. Your horses kind of stop, like right at the edge of town, like right as you pass the last building of town. They just stop.
As in, they are frozen and not breathing or
no,
moving
like they're
or
just
anything.
refusing to move forward.
What happens if one of us gets down from the horse and tries to walk forward?
Make
You
me
doing it?
a wisdom check.
All
Actually,
right.
no, wait. Make me a save versus spell. Let's do it that way.
All right. Hey. Save versus spell.
Ah.
Okay. This is better for me now, but not today.
You take 4 steps in the direction that you're trying to head. Your 5th step, your foot swings around, and you're heading right back into town. You have no idea why that happened.
Radnar, what's going on?
Why did that happen?
I hop on. I try to go.
Save versus spell.
this. Come on.
This is where you want Darby to be the one doing it because you don't win saves.
Same thing. You perfectly intend for your next footstep to just go right outside of the town, and then, yep, you're right back around.
Oh, well, yeah, I understand now. Perfectly clear. It seems like we can't leave.
I desperately want to be able to leave now, so I try.
Go ahead.
Watch you pass and you just keep going.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's what I'm expecting.
Yep.
Oh my god.
What are you
Fig Jam,
doing? You
Fig
idiot,
Jam.
why are you?
Fig Jam takes the step, and then he's gone. He just disappears.
What? Uh-oh.
He went through a door.
I'll tell you what happens to you in a second, Fig Jam.
I try to follow him.
You can't. Every time
I
you try to
can't,
make that
okay.
step, you get this
Whoop.
step just
Okay.
you just whoop, turn around, and that step goes right back into town.
Well, he's obviously cheating.
No, I'm not. This is triggering my something evil's around senses.
Galen,
not
don't
leaving
leave
it.
me.
Yeah,
Don't
I'm not
leave
planning
me.
on to. Something's happened in this town, and I want to know what.
Do we go back
This
to the
place-
inn?
Fig Jam, you there?
Fig Jam, you don't see what the problem was. You took the step, you're right outside the town, but as soon as you make that step, you hear the sound of a normal, healthy town behind you, going into nightfall with people, you can see fires lit in the fireplaces. There's people in town moving horses around. There's an old couple hand in hand walking down the street with a picnic box kind of thing full of vegetables. They just nod at you and smile. You don't see anyone else. You don't see your friends though, but the whole town is there.
Hey, people who are in the town there.
Yeah, the old couple that smile at you, they stop.
Do you know anything weird going on? Any foul magics?
The woman steps up to you. Yes, I do. The price of turnips is just outrageous. Have you seen the market lately?
Shut up. I don't care about that. I mean, I'm talking about
You
my
say
friends
shut
are right
up, and
behind
she's
me.
like, and the old man kind of comes up and he rolls up his sleeves. He does the boxing kind of.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay, man. He's diabetic.
It's like, that's no way to talk to a lady. What's your problem, foreigner?
Where's this lady?
Oh, them's fighting words. And this is an old man. He steps forward. He's got his fists out.
I'll do the hand on the head pushing back thing.
Roll me a
Look.
d6.
He's a level 90 barbarian.
Maybe. Roll you a d6, you
Yes.
said.
Roll me a
All
d6.
right. 4.
All right, so you stick your hand out to place it on his head, and he pops you one.
Ah! What the hell? Stop that, old man.
He hits you. 1 point of damage right to the kisser, Fig Jam. And he pops you one in the face. He's like, respect your elders, young man. Spat.
No! God.
Now notice, you're not exactly young either, but this guy is
No.
ancient enough that he's still
Yeah.
calling you a young man.
Ah! Look, I came into town with my friends, and now they're not there.
Hmm.
I'm angry that they have disappeared.
Any friends of
What
yours
the
are
hell's
likely at the
going on?
tavern. Go look for your drunk, addled friends there.
I didn't drink anything. There was nothing in the. Oh. This is the town that should have been fireballed.
So, young man who's got a metal, got a hat on. He's got a halberd, although he's not wearing armor, comes up. He's like, is there a problem here, Jacob? This young man got fresh with my wife. Okay, so like the soldier just kind of tries to hide a smile. It's like, I'll take care of this, Jacob. You just go on. You go on home. We'll get this sorted. And he waits for them to step out of the way. And he's like, sorry about that. Jacob's a little high strung. Visitor to the town? Can I show you around? You looking for a place to stay?
Looking for my friends who were right behind me in this deserted town, and then I stepped out, and you were all there. Do you know about the
I
foul
see.
magics that pervade this place?
I see you've already found the tavern.
No,
He,
I haven't.
he tips his metal hat at you. I'll remind you of your charisma.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so back to the other folks. Yeah, so what are you doing? Fig Jam's just disappeared.
I always knew he'd up and leave us in a moment where we needed him the most. Back to the bar, I say, and I just lead my horse back to the bar.
Okay. Yeah, horse is perfectly willing to head back into town.
Just gonna tie him up and go on in and sit at the bar
Okay.
and sip my wine skin.
Sure. Radnar, Galen, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, follow him to the bar, the tavern. Has anything changed?
It's exactly the same.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna head back with him.
Any changes you made are still there. Like if the wine casks that Asi opened, still opened.
Hey Darby, go look for Fig Jam.
Darby disappears. Yeah. All right, guys. What do you want to do? Fig Jam's gone. You're in a town you can't leave.
Well, I haven't tried.
You're in a town they can't leave.
Again,
Look, I think that something's gonna happen here sooner or later if we stay here long enough. And since we have a problem leaving, we might as well just like stay and prepare. You know what I mean? Come out guns blazing.
well, I'm preparing all right, and I take another big old swig from my wine flask. I go, listen. I pull out the glowy staff and wave it around. It's just glowing.
Now, you've been drinking a
Like,
fair amount. See,
this should have been the first sign.
make me a con check.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Come on, Constitution. Bop.
Hey, you're fine. You're a little buzzed, but you're fine.
If only this thing had like levels, like if I had like a green to red meter, you know, of levels, I could like hone in on something stronger. But no, everything's magical here.
So, Radnar, what are you doing to prepare?
Oh, I'm just making sure I know where all my daggers and
Okay.
you know, spell components and that thing are.
All right. Well, as you're doing this, as the sea continues to drink and Radnar's preparing for inevitable death, Galen, what are you doing?
I'm going to go out to the middle of the town where the well is, basically.
Okay.
And basically, I'm just going to sort of start meditating, just sort of rest out, waiting for something to happen.
Roll a d6.
Come on, 6. 5.
Right.
Good enough.
You're meditating, you're getting in that good relaxed area, and you start hearing like voices, like as if you were sitting in the middle of a bustling town. But then as soon as you just start hearing that, you know, you come awake, same empty streets. But just for a moment there, as you were meditating and you were deeply relaxed, you heard the sounds of the town around you.
Meanwhile, in the other town, a carriage drawn by horses was going down the street. You appeared randomly meditating in it, and he swerved and went through the.
Okay. So night falls, guys. See, you continue to drink. Radnar is making sure he's well armed. Maybe backed himself into a corner to make sure he's protected.
Oh yeah.
Galen's meditating outside. Night falls. As night falls, Galen, there's a moon in the sky. Wrong phase.
Uh-oh.
It's not a full
See, don't
moon.
come out here.
It's not a full moon, but it is the wrong phase.
What is it with this bloody place where we end up? Bloody town, just doing bloody magic. Yeah, unfortunately, I have nothing I can do about that. That's the thing, I got no ability at
Okay.
time.
See, you keep drinking, and eventually you become drunk. And
Yeah.
as you do so, it's like your vision's a little doubled from all the wine might have seemed weak until
Yeah.
you had 10 glasses of it.
I
As
finished
your
the
vision,
wineskin.
your vision's doubling a little bit, and you start seeing people around you. People sitting at the bar. There's a guy on either side of you drinking. You can hear a lute playing in the distance.
Ah, hey, the gang's all here now. What's up?
Yeah,
And
it's a little ghostly. Like it's not completely solid because you're
I
not
ca-
completely drunk.
I casually like wander over to like the wine cask while everything's still forming, and I just fill my wineskin again.
Mhm.
And I just go back to the bar and I just sit and wait. I'm like, well, what's going on around here?
Okay. As you're doing that, Vradnar, a sea is starting to get transparent. You can see the bar through him.
Okay, I sort of grab him like, dude,
All right, yeah, that shakes you out of it.
What?
you were like turning invisible.
Oh, there was like people appearing around me, I thought, but maybe
Yeah,
it was
those that's bad.
oh,
Yeah,
oh.
that's bad.
Okay, so how do I not do that in the future?
Um, maybe I don't know. Don't be hornswoggled.
Okay, I think I can do that. Maybe we should go find Galen. He's
That's
the
what
adult.
that's what I'm thinking. We should find Galen and then we should try and see if we can make contact with Fig Jam and Darby.
You've been able to
Kick
see
the front door
you've been
open.
able to see Galen outside the entire time. He's just kind of cross-legged out in front of the well.
I kick the
Mm.
front door open. Galen!
He's had a little bit to drink.
I point as they come out. I point upwards.
I look up. It's a moon.
So Radnar, you pick up on it right away. Wrong phase.
Yeah, it's the wrong phase. We're
It's like that time we were in Celia's place, or whatever the
Yeah, kind of
was
like
called.
that. Kind of like that.
Yeah.
GPS
you
would be
got
really handy right now.
All right. I'm gonna pause for
You
you
got
guys
any
for a second and
magic that can disrupt time.
Fig Jam. Yeah, you've got a bustling town around you. Mostly it looks like they're just workers, some farmers, but there are some artisans and crafters about. There is a constabulary, but it looks like it's mostly just young men. With, they have halberds, but they're not armored or anything. They don't look like they've got much training, but they do seem to know everyone around, and they're greeting everyone as they go by. Yeah, what are you doing? So the one that was talking to you, thinking that you're just completely drunk, just bid you a good night and walked away. If you tried to talk after him, he just walks away faster.
Well, at least I know how to scare everybody off then. Is it nighttime here? It's the
Yes.
appropriate time for.
It is dusk.
Right, okay.
Like the sun's just finally gone down over the horizon. Lights have come on. Fireplaces are lit. It looks like people are enjoying, a little beer after the day's work.
All right. I find a building. Let's. All right. Yeah. Let's try. Let's go with a bar. All right. Okay. We'll go to the bar and I say, hey, here is gold. I want to carve something on the outside of your bar.
You gonna throw something on our bar, Mister? Heck, for a
No,
gold.
I'm going to carve something on the
carve something.
the outside of your bar.
He takes your gold and looks at it, and you're using one of the coin of the realm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, knock yourself out. Just don't
Yeah.
set anything on fire.
Yeah, and I'm gonna try and carve a message into the outside. It says, "Fig Jam here.
Okay.
I'm
Nice.
in town. Is bustling.
All right.
Can you see this somehow?
Everybody
I don't know
else.
how it would-
Everybody else, roll me a d6.
Come on, we all roll 6 and no one notices it. Come on.
Uh,
1.
Galen,
Oh, damn it.
There you go.
Damn
Galen.
it.
You know it wasn't there before, but carved on the outside is what Fig Jam left, but it's old. Like it's been there a while. But it wasn't there before when you guys looked the place over.
And just the time shenanigans. I cry out to the sky and then point at the message so the other two can notice it.
I look at it and I pull out a knife and I just carve in help.
Help. Okay. Yeah, you do it. Nothing special
Probably won't
happens,
work,
but now it
but-
says help in freshly carved letters.
Is there like a church here or
Yes, pretty much every town has a, if not just a town altar, has a small church to the prevailing religion of the area, and there is a small church here, a very small one.
Radnor, do you remember anything about how Celia said that she set up her place?
I don't.
I point out the church? I'm like, I'm gonna go here.
So Galen, the Solaire place, there was an artifact, a gate, like a literal gate that transported you to it.
Yeah. This is the closest I can think of to what we've experienced before, though. So.
Yeah, C starts walking over to the church. It's got the big emblem of the church's sign on the roof, but other than that, it's like a single story, like maybe a one-room building.
I go inside.
Okay. There's a bench, a place where you can kneel and pray, and there's a pour box there.
What's in the pour box?
You want to break it open and find out? Because it is
Yeah.
kind of okay. There's a bunch of coppers in it. There's even a few silver.
Pocket it. How many?
We'll say 30 copper pennies, so 30 coppers and like 5 silver. There's also a lot of notes, basically saying, mother, father, insert relation here is very sick, prayers, etc. There's even an IOU. Send mightily, IOU.
You just
Okay, to Red, I'm going to try something. I don't know if it'll work or not. Just hold still for a moment. I banish any curse upon you. I cast remove curse on Radnor.
On who?
Radnor.
Radnar. Okay.
Yeah. I
Uh,
don't
yeah.
know if it's going to do anything. But
So,
yeah.
Radnar, are you currently under the effects of any of the various curses you could have picked up, including the?
I think the starvation one might still count.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're
well,
still
yeah.
under the effects of the starvation curse, but I don't know if
Yeah,
you're.
just that.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
All right. Well, you won't notice that for a bit, but yeah, it's gone. You can mark it off your character sheet.
Nice.
But there's no obvious change in anything.
Right. Yeah. So I was wondering if somehow we could get cursed coming in here. So I was like, oh, I'll try and decurse you. No, still here.
That should be like
Uncursed.
player protocol. Every morning, everybody gets a remove curse just in
Yeah,
case.
that's what I'm doing. I'm slowly sort of every now and then learning curse and then doing it for each of us each night. I am pretty much doing that by default. I just sort of sometimes explicitly say and sometimes explicitly don't. Yeah. But
Okay.
yeah, that is the intention is to go through every now and then to remove curse on everyone.
All right.
Because we're so cursed.
So we'll switch over for just a bit. Fig Jam. So you carved that on the outside. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing immediately changed about anything.
All right. Well, I'll go back into the bar. Hey, is anybody pissed off any high level wizardy people or broken ancient things that would cause the town to be cursed or something?
You know what I'm going to ask.
Anybody?
You know what I'm going to ask for. Give me a charisma check.
Yeah. Well, if only this was the other game where we've got 200 rerolls or whatever it is. Oh, wait. No, I don't want to roll that. That's the wrong button. There we go. Hiya! Failure!
Yeah, nobody really wants to talk to you too much. You do hear, you get a little bit. So it's a failure, but people will still say a few things. The only thing weird that's gone on recently is the Inquisition took over the blacksmith's shop for a day. That was yesterday, and then they blew it out the next morning.
Alright, well, I guess I go and find the blacksmith.
Yeah, blacksmith. I mean, of course, it's already closed down. It's nightfall. Blacksmith is in the tavern drinking. Do you find him or do you find his shop?
I go to his shop.
Okay.
And then
So it's
bang
all
on the
closed
door
up.
repeatedly.
Yeah, no one's answering. He's a widower and he's out drinking.
I break in.
You break in?
Yeah.
Okay. That's not hard. I mean, his door's not locked. You just open the door and go in. Roll me a
look
D
around for any-
percentage. You can say high or low.
We will go low.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. So you're in.
I'm looking for anything that the Inquisition might have left. You know, notes detailing their horrible time experiments that they needed to have in here. I
Okay.
don't know. It's the only.
Not really. The blacksmith is illiterate himself, so there's nothing of literature around of any sort. But there is something that is very interesting to you. His anvil is shattered, and it's just been kind of pushed to the side. You figure he might melt it down, and he's using his small. He's set up the smaller anvil where the large one used to be.
All right. Well, I will run outside the blacksmiths, shouting, "Blacksmith! Blacksmith!" Because I've got no idea where.
Sure,
Yeah,
some of the
yeah.
late night folks that are leaving the bar just point to the bar when you're yelling.
All right. Well, I will run in, waving my arms around. Blacksmith!
Okay. Back at the other flip side, what are you guys doing? You see Fig Jam's scrawl on the outside. It looks like it's been there a long time. A C has just broken into the poor box and is stealing from the church.
Well, someone's got to use it.
Yeah, it's not like they're gonna miss it. So
The only thing I can think of at this point is that we try and do a place-by-place search and just see if there's anything that crops up as, hang on a minute, this is obviously clearly an artifact of some kind.
All right, so you want to just basically go house to house and look around. See, you are drunk at this point.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to do? Do you want to go with Galen? Do you?
I'm gonna stumble along behind Galen, like
Okay.
a little behind, but I'm like, doing one of these like.
Yeah, you're weaving. Radnar.
I don't know. I obviously wherever he's at, it's some kind of weird time displaced thing. Do I know anything about that kind of thing?
Oh, probably yes, but it's so broad. Like there's so much that can be going on. Like you think of just like a dozen different things, but you can't pin down any specific. Until you find out what's causing the effect, you really can't even make a stab at it.
Do you have any idea of the kinds of things that would cause that?
Major artifacts, major curses.
Yeah.
Deity intervention. Those
What?
are some of the things that come to your mind first.
I mean, yeah, there's got to be something here, or maybe there's something at the border where it's like somewhere, where we couldn't go past, where Fig Jam went past, that's like causing that.
So you're saying Fig Jam's behind this?
No, he is not behind this. He's definitely not a mimic either. No, I don't know. Maybe there's something buried. Maybe there's a totem or some symbols scrawled in the dirt. I'm gonna go sort of approach the border, what have you, and see if I can see anything along that, or any place where somebody's dug and buried something.
Okay, yeah. So you're basically all just checking the town. So as not to metagame it, let's start with Galen. Make a luck check, high or low.
Hi.
Okay.
I was gonna. If you're trying to get them to the blacksmiths, I had an idea.
Okay, go ahead.
I
You're
was
gonna
going to
run
run
a
in,
message.
find the blacksmith, and then run back out again, going, wait a second. And then I was going to cast continual light
Okay.
on the blacksmiths.
On the blacksmith.
So
Okay.
on the blacksmiths, on the
Oh.
place,
Oh, on
because so that
place.
it would still be there. It's
Perfect.
continuous,
Okay,
permanent.
so never mind then. What you guys
Okay.
all see now that the sun is down is that the blacksmith's house is lit up
Ooh,
like it
seems
glows.
suspicious. Let us check everywhere else first before we get to the blacksmith,
Yep.
just to make sure.
All right, so yeah, that shortcuts that. The blacksmith is glowing with the magical light. You have all seen the effects of continual light before, so you know what that is. There we go, and we're at time. So let's go ahead and cut it
Yeah.
there. Good thinking, Richard. That works
Yeah,
well.
I didn't want to metagame us going straight to the blacksmith either, but
Yeah, I was just going to leave it up to a luck roll, but that works perfectly.
Yeah, I just had the idea when I ran into the place and you got
Yeah.
away from me. Never
There
mind.
you go. No, that works. Richard, why don't you tell us about your stream?
Hello, I am Richard, and when I'm not having problems with my ISP, which hopefully is fixed now, I stream me playing video games badly over at LMTDTMFFR, or say it with me now.
Limited time offer.
Time offer.
Time offer.
No vowels.
No
No
vowels.
vowels.
And as I'm not actually doing anything for Christmas, if my ISP is behaving, I will be broadcasting there
Oh,
over the days. So hey,
very nice. Dion, what do you got going on?
Not too much when I'm not playing TTRPGs with all my super cool, awesome friends like you guys. You can find me on my channel on Twitch at Substances Used. Right now I'm playing through Vandal Hearts, a PS1 Konami JRPG. And yeah, we're doing pretty good.
Okay, sounds good. Jameis, and your trigger still isn't working. I bet I spelled your name wrong in Nightbot, but go ahead.
I've got a blog there linked in the chat, and I recently, for example, saw the Spiderman, so have my review of that there.
Okay, that's cool. And what do you got going on with the frogs there, Radnar? Bill?
Well, it's sort of the Christmas. A lot of the organized play GMs are doing holiday themed adventures. A couple of people running Orcus on 34th level. There's a new adventure out called Orcus in the Winter Wonderland or something. And I will be running How Orcus Stole Christmas. I'm trying to run it on this coming Wednesday, but if nobody shows up, I'll have to move it to the following week. But there's plenty of spots for a bunch of the adventures that are being run. It's not just by me and not just that day.
Nice. And if you found us, we're at twitch.tv/SteamStillMurder. We stream on Tuesdays, first edition Dungeons & Dragons, Fridays, this BX game, and this Sunday is going to be a Shadowrun using the One Roll Engine system. Next week, during the holiday, up through New Year's, I intend to run a bunch of just one-shot games, just little fun games here and there. Check the schedule at twitch.tv/SteamStillMurder. And take a look. We'll be doing some streams during the day, some during our normal evening slots. Check out the podcast at BlueMagic, BLUMAGIK.com. Lots of good stuff there. All right, guys. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.
Have a
good night,
everyone.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.